Hello, and I hope everyone is doing well. It's Friday. It's rainy over here. I wanted to make a short video with some words of encouragement for those that are receptive and have ears to listen. You know, there's a lot happening nowadays on media, just obviously with the Trump thing and the elections coming. You know, you have to remind yourself to don't let the shit show break the peace in your heart, because that's all that it is. Regardless of who's what doing or what they did or what they didn't do, do not allow it to break the peace in your heart where you start thinking from that primitive part of your brain where all of a sudden it's growing to hate even more. That's exactly what they want. At the end of the day, at the higher level, they're serving, it's both wings serving the same bird, but it's very obvious what's happening. They're trying to stir stuff up, you know, and when someone's sitting there either bragging about it or trying to defend it, of the outcome of this trial or whatever, for example, it's showing the people that are awake, showing more about those individual parties or individual people, right? That are either supporting or defending. So the point being is understand everything is happening exactly the way it needs to happen, because we are never in control, right? People always say, oh my God's always in control. Okay, great. Remember that. Spirit, God, whatever you want to call it. It is always in control. So don't allow yourself to think from that primitive part of your brain because someone's bragging about something, even though it was shady stuff or whatever it may be, right? This is what they want. Keep the peace in your heart. If you start thinking it from the reptilian brain, you're going to get caught up. You're going to be triggered easily. Then the next thing, and then another thought, and then another person, and all of a sudden you're in that game. You know? It's not worth it. Because it'll set the tone for your day, your week. And understand, as we get closer to the elections, it's only going to get worse. Right? From the higher side up, looking down, it's obvious as what's happening on both sides. You know? Is it fair? No. But does it matter? No. Because at the end of the day, spirit is always in control. And everything that needs to happen is going to happen in this divine order. And what I mean by that, people that continue to be triggered and get angry and show more about their personal self than anything else on either side, it's going to get them to the point where they're going to have that dark night of the soul. Because spirit has to do things in a divine order in order for each individual, and this is a beautiful harmony of coordination, for each individual to break out of that old paradigm. So certain things need to happen, right? Step back from the pixels and look at the masterpiece. Things are going to happen in order for people to wake up. Whether we call that good, whether we call that bad. So don't be a part of it. Some people, unfortunately, it's not going to be this lifetime for them where they get to experience this, and that's fine, because everything has its place. They too are a jigsaw piece to this divine master plan. I thought it was important to make this video, not only for myself, but for anyone that's willing to listen. Because sometimes the veil is so thick, people will be triggered just by this video alone, which is totally fine. That's no worry, man. I send them blessings. Send them good vibes. Because I'm not seeing them, the ones that are getting triggered. I'm not seeing the situation of the left, of the right, the guilty, the innocent. I've looked past that. I'm looking at that divinity within that situation, within that person, within those groups. Because what you see at the forefront is just the avatar. It's just what's needed for these experiences to occur. And when you train your mind to look beyond that, that's when beautiful stuff happens. Because it doesn't matter who's running the country. It doesn't matter who's doing this or who's doing that. The person you look at in the mirror is the only one that has control, and there is nothing outside of that awareness, of that I am that I am. You could call it whatever you want. So just slow your roll, proact instead of react. Before you make that comment, before you see someone doing something and you want to defend it or stop, don't do it. You're causing, you're ruining the peace of your own heart. Everything's going to happen exactly the way it needs to happen. Because when you live and understand the laws of nature, you're living by the plan of creation. And ultimately, that is the only thing that is in control. Ever. And you can live with it in a harmonious way, understanding these challenges that we face in life. Or you can live with it in a disharmonious way, which is going to make this life a living hell. Again, it all has its purpose, and it's the only way for us who are separate spiritual forms, fragments of this existence, creation, in order to participate to the whole of creation's evolution. That's what it's about. And when we understand that, all these other smaller little petty stuff starts to disappear, and you start to become, let's just say you start to stand on the shoulders of giants, and you stop becoming a victim of history. So anyways, I hope this video, I know this video will reach who it needs to. Stay blessed. Keep your mind and your heart centered. Take some time out when you need to. And understand you're more powerful than you can ever imagine. It's not going to get better from on the surface, but understand there's a divine hidden order, and no matter what happens, how it happens, it's always meant to be. Love, light, and peace.